Welcome back in for the third and final game of this series, the final game of the day here between NAVI Junior versus Cybercats. In the first game, NAVI Junior, they gave as good as they got and were able to just push ahead, get the kills with that Templar Assassin, run over Cybercats and do a lot of damage here, and Cybercats just couldn't stand up to it. But in the second game, Cybercats, they got mad. They got angry. They got even here with the two-handed Midases coming out on the Nature's Prophet as well as the Doom. And then net worth just carried it on Scarus, and Alberca got himself to 30k net worth, while the Dragon Knight carry on the other side for Navi Juniors, it was 14,000 gold here for the Dragon Knight before the game ended. And it just wasn't enough to get yourself back in. One kill, or a singular kill on the Dragon Knight. Meanwhile, Alberca racking up 12. You know, and he was just getting to the point where he was unkillable, coming through with an Aegis, a Satanic, Lepnik coming out as well, hunting heroes down, Shadowblade into the Silver Edge and the Skadi as well. With that BKB, there was just nothing that Navi Juniors could do to fight to catch up with, even though they won. And I said about this as well, God the Juice was thinking about going into that Hand of Midas instead of the Falcon's Blade, which the Falcon's Blade he had to sell. So if he'd have gone for the Hand of Midas, maybe he keeps the gold. He keeps that Hand of Midas going. He gets the gold earlier on for the Aghanims, and he keeps pace with the Nature's Prophet. Because this time around, God the Juice, he had to sell the Falcon's Blade and just lost out on so much behind the Nature's Prophet. So we'll see coming into this third and final game which way it is going to go, who's going to be able to take the win. Again, Navi, they're looking to build some momentum up here, Navi Juniors, in this division. Cybercats, so they want to get their first win on the board because they are already one game down, one series down, up again from coming up against Team Sexy. Team Sexy, top of the table, purely for the fact that nobody apart from Cybercats will have played 2 matches. No, sorry, has. No, sorry, played on the first day, and then on the second day of the tour as well, going down to Moneymakers, okay. And they don't play again till they play Namiga on Monday. Fair enough. So yeah, Team Sexy coming through clean here, 4-0 as well. As we're looking to get ready, hopefully sometime soon, for this third and final game. Into the draft. Hopefully all teams ready. We good to go? I don't know. Yeah, we're just waiting on everybody to be ready so we can get ourselves into it, look through on this draft, see what it's going to be. I mean, Cybercats, again, they've looked good outside of the first game they played in the DPC. You know, they played some good games up against Old G. They came through a third-party tournament. You know, beating... Who else did they beat? Let's take a look at that. Let's take a quick look-see to see who else they've beaten on the path to Old G for the side of Cybercats. It was KZ Team and Jalen Ment. Okay, so not the biggest names in the Dota world. But again, took a game off Old G. So looking to build some momentum off that, take the series here as well in the DPC. And we'll see here. Hopefully everyone will be ready soon to get into this one. Yeah, okay, just waiting on... I don't know what we're waiting on, actually, to get into this one. But let's take a look forward. The game's coming up for you on Monday. So Namiga versus No Sorry, Moneymakers versus Alaikum Nihao, Cybercats versus Sigma YNT. So if Cybercats don't win this one, at least somebody gets to break the streak there, because Sigma YNT went 2-0, 0-2 down today up against Team Sexy. Team Sexy looking pretty darn strong, and again looking to build towards that Division 1 promotion. So Cybercats versus Sigma YNT will be the final game to come up on Monday. Meanwhile, Moneymakers versus Alaikum Nihao. Alaikum Nihao going down to Team Namiga, which I kind of expected. I think Namiga are going to be a step above, you know, head and shoulders above everyone else in this division, coming into this tour. And I think they're my favorites to get that promotion to Division 1. Meanwhile, Team Sexy, Alaikum Nihao, Moneymakers probably in that next set of teams. And then you got Cybercats, Sigma YNT. You know, Navi Junior, those kind of, you know, there's No Sorry. They're probably the next tier down. So we'll see how that middle tier of teams is going to mix, as we should be able to get ourselves into the draft, which is starting up pretty much now. And yeah, we'll see which way this final game is going to go between Cybercats and Navi Junior. It's 1-for-1, so both teams, they know they have it in their heads, they can win this one. But yeah, I'd like to see Navi Junior go for something like, if it had left maybe not gone for the Primal Beast. Oh hell, maybe not gone for the Storm Spirit. You know, not going for the Storm Spot, the DK mid. He would have suffered against the OD in the mid lane, but then you pick up like a big, a Terrorblade or something like that as your like hard carry. You know, maybe even go for a Spectre to try and deal with the Nature's Prophet, which has been banned out here this time by Navi Jr. Both the Death Prophet and the Nature's Prophet being banned out. Meanwhile, on the side, Cybercats, they take away the Pangolin, they take away the Brood Mama. So we'll see what Navi Jr. they want to pick up as their first heroes. Again, Disruptor, Dragonite, Enchantress, Beastmaster, Rubik, Undying. Your long list of heroes that teams do like to play into in this first phase. So what's going to be for Cybercats now as well? They do have the next 2 picks. I mean, the Tiny's been picked every game? I want to say, no, that can't be right. Did he get picked in that first game? I don't know if he did. No, he didn't. It was the techies for Cybercats and not the Tiny. That still begins with T, right? Close. But, yeah, Cybercats, did they want to go back for that Tiny pickup here in this first phase? Rubik does come through, so it's going to be the Ench. And what? The Dragonite? Okay, so Cybercats, that push potential comes out. Enchantress, a lot of harass on the hero here as well. And Navi, how do they answer back against this? How do they answer back against this? Because you can't go for the Beastmaster Lycan in the lane. Remaining. You go for something that's got a decent amount of burst. You probably don't answer back to the Ench in the first phase. Because you're going to be looking at, again, the Storm Spirit to come out, the burst damage that comes through from that. Maybe even a Techies. If you've got a Techies player on your side, you can maybe look for a Techies player. Primal Beast doesn't do too bad. The Pulverize as well as the Trample. All magic damage. So you don't have to worry about the Untouchable for Enchantress. A decent amount of burst as well to get through the Nature's Attendant seals. So what's it going to be for Navi Jr.? As they do take some time here, this reserve time, to think about this next pick. Do they want to go for something like the Centaur as well with this Rubik in the offlane? Or maybe just go straight back? I mean, they have that Rubik. They could go for the Primal Beast if they wanted to. Yeah, Centaur. Again, doesn't surprise me. Does a lot of damage onto the Enchantress with a Fade Bolt, as well as that, the Hoof Stomp into the Double Edge, the Retaliate damage that comes through as well. So if this is going to be the safe lane Enchantress, you've got Rubik that can get the lockdown with the Telekinesis, Centaur follows up, and then you have a lot of burst damage to come through up against this Ench. That might not be able to survive all the way through it. We just have to see which way it's going to go in the lane. Whether it's going to be the 4 or the 5 Ench as well to come up against Rubik and Centaur. And this leaves Navi fairly open as well, because they've got one support, the mid laner and the carry to pick up. So that in the next phase, when it flips, when the pick priority flips to Navi's favor, they will be able to respond to whatever Cybercats look to pick up. Yeah, they ban out the Disruptor. Disruptor, great hero, again, 75% win rate in Division 1, and one of the most popular pick ban rates in the entire division, probably in the entire meta at the minute. This Disruptor. Dire team ban. So Navi just take it away. They take away the Undying here as well. And what the Cybercats want to respond with, that goes good up against the Centaur. Not a lot goes good up against the Centaur in the lane. Well, it depends whether this is going to be the Meteor Hammer or the Vanguard Centaur. I still don't like the Meteor Hammer Centaur. It takes away your innate tankiness if you don't go for the Vanguard. You know, it's all right for a setup, but I just feel I see the Centaurs die a hell of a lot easier when they do go for that Meteor Hammer. Because, I mean, you're a big target, right? Even if you get the stomp off, you know, the other players around you that are trying to kill you off, you don't have that Vanguard to block the damage, and you're going to be taking, again, 2 seconds to channel that Meteor Hammer. It's a big window, that 2 seconds, where maybe something like a Dragon Tail comes in, you get the stun, and you just die. So Cybercats, what do they want to pick? What do they want to pick? Taking their time over this one as well. Yeah, batting out the puck. See, the thing is, if they go for something like that's a known combo, if they're like, oh, we'll just pick up the Crystal Maiden Pudge here, you know, the potential for the block pick comes out from Navi. But I suppose that's maybe trying to force Navi into a block pick and not just their own pickups here. So if you pick up like the Crystal Maiden, Dire team pick. No, you pick up the tree. Okay. So good position 5. Good at sitting in the lane, offering protection to like those range carries. Drow range has been banned out, so not going to be the Drow, not going to be the TA either. But yeah, nice at sitting in the lane. Just protecting them. It's not as useful as it used to be. You know, it used to be last tour, it was the first phase ban pick. It was either, you know, it got banned in that first couple of picks, in the first couple of bans, otherwise it was coming out 100% of the time. To protect the leaners, the Drow Rangers, the Nature's Prophets, those carry heroes with a bit of range to them. Navi Jr.
Dire team pick. Radiant team.
They're going for the tiny Snapfire. Right. Okay. Tiny 5 Snapfire mid. Then I guess because you've already picked up the Rubik Centaur, you might be able to put the Snapfire Centaur in the lane. Tiny mid lane, and then Rubik in the safe lane as well.
Remaining.
We'll see how they've changed this up. You know, what do you want to be using here?
5 seconds.
Because against Snapfire, with the cookie, with the Scatter Blast onto the Ench, the multiple kisses to rain down as well. It's a lot of damage to the Avatars for the Tiny as well. It's a lot of burst damage without being right-click damage. And Primal Beast, this has not worked out against the Rubik 2 games in a row. But Cybercats, they still go towards it. Hey, man. It's your series to lose. If that's what you feel you want to pick up.
10 seconds remaining.
So Navi Jr., what is on their mind? Ban-wise and pick-wise. In terms of bans, are we looking for... There's no way this is another Dragon Knight carry. So Dragon Knight mid, Primal Beast in the off, or vice versa. Coming up against a Centaur, do you actually go for the Ursa pick of your Centaur? If you're Centaur, if you're Cybercats.
Radiant team ban.
Yeah, we're heading into long day territory.
Dire team ban.
Seeing as I've been going now for, what, since about 10:30? And Navi. What's the fun one? They take away the lifestealer does alright up against the Centaur. You get that feast and you do that max HP damage as well as heal. It is quite nice to have up against the Centaur. Just being able to sit and right click him down as well. You have the rage, so there's not a lot he can do to try and burst you down. As long as you have that rage going, you will be able to just come in, sit in the lane, and just make a meal out of the Centaur Warrior. You know, if you like that pick, you know, you do have the control as well for the Snapfire and the Rubik. It depends which one they want to run as the 5.
Dire team pick.
But the rage should still be enough to see it out of danger. Even if it's, you know, no matter which one comes out here. So Navi Jr. with this final pick of theirs, looking towards, it's going to be the Naga Siren. Okay. The Illusion's still at risk of being burst down here from the trample. You've got the... Yeah, the Dragon Knight mid that can start to look to take down towers before the Naga Siren's really ready to fight. But the Naga Siren, once he gets the heart out, I wonder if this is going to be the Radiance Naga Siren as well. Well, I suppose it depends on what Cybercats pick as the carry. Up against the Naga, what would you really want to go towards? Something that cleans off illusions? What have we seen well that does good against the Naga Siren? Faceless gets banned out. The Sniper's gone here as well. Spectre, not really a pickup. Monkey King in the fights, maybe? Might even go in for something like the Morphlin as well here on the side of Cybercats. I mean, they've got themselves 40 seconds to think about it. So we'll see what it's going to be here for the side of Cybercats coming into this third and final of the series, the third and final of the day for them. 25 seconds. It's going to be... Yeah, it is going to be the Morphlin. Okay, so steals the stats away from the Naga Siren. You know, takes that attack speed, takes away, I think it's 40% of the AG as well. It's nice to be able to turn it around. Maybe you might not even go for that. You might even take out the Tiny. So how do they want to build this here on the side of Navi Juniors in their lineup? Juice, more than likely on the Naga Siren. Yeah, Juice on the Naga Siren. So it's going to be Raymond on the Tiny. So it is going to be the mid lane Tiny to come out here. DK focus on the Primal Beast, Daze and PMA here on the Rubik and the Centaur, Riddies on the Snapfire, Cybercats, Alberca on the Morph. We've got DK Focus on the Primal Beast, Chira Jr. on the Dragonite, Jess V on the Edge, and just waiting now for the final pickup from Force Majeure onto this Treant Protector as well. And then we will be able to get ourselves into the third and final game of this series, the final game of the day, to see just who is going to be able to take the first win of the DPC. Is it going to be Cybercats with this build-up, or is it going to be NAVI Jr. getting themselves a clean slate and a first win on the board? Well, there's only one way to find out. That's to get into the game. Looking at the lineups, I think if NAVI Jr. can buy the time for the Naga to find the farm, pretty cool. Yeah, they could win this one. Cybercats coming into this one, though, with a Morphling. If the Morphling gets a quick, like, Lincoln's Ags... In fact, you didn't even need the Lincolns. Telekinesis and Ensnare. Not really a whole lot you do need the Lincolns for. So what? Falcon's Blade into a Manta Style, into an Aghanim Scepter. Skadi to come out there as well. Yeah, if he gets a quick build up on the Morphin Alberca, if he's being given the time and space to find the farm, should be able to come back and fight out the Nagasaran. Primal Beast is going to be able to clean up the illusions when the Nagasaran drops the mirror images here as well with that trample damage. I think I'm back in Cybercats in the third and final game here. I think the lineup just looks a little bit better. You know, no carry Dragonites coming into this. It's with the mid lane Dragonite, so we might see that Meteor Hammer build come out here for the DK. Shouldn't really lose the lane up against the Tiny as well. So we'll see. But first, guys, before we do get into that, we're going to take a quick word from our sponsors over EGB. And then after that, we will be into game number game number 3 of NAVI Juniors versus Cybercats. We'll find out what's going to happen after this break from EGB.
Bets on esports, bets on streamers, impressive bonus system, welcome bonus up to $600, cashback, artifacts, regular promotions, daily giveaways. Try yourself as a bookmaker. Great lines. EGB.com, more than just a bookmaker.
So, this is it. This is do or die, sink or swim. Some other survival metaphors, similes coming out. And the Cybercats, they're going to start with a smoke. So are they going to go for a big smoke wraparound, or is this just for wards? It looks like it's just for wards here as they come down in the mid lane on the other side of the river, as well as on that top lane ward position on top of the rock. Top of the cliffs here. Both teams grouping up. Only the Morphin away. The Morphin, though, does need to be careful if he wants to try and come in for this. And Alberca, yeah, he's going to play close. Yeah, Cybercats around the Roche pit, but apart from Alberca, maybe he does actually go towards the rune. No, there's no way, right? Yeah, there's no way with his teammate on the other side of the map. It looks like they might actually... There's no way they wait for this as well. Maybe they do. Shooting themselves in the pit. I mean, there's going to be 3 heroes rotating up here, so if they go for the wrap, might be able to get the stun out for heroes. Is it going to be enough? Do they want to try and draw first blood in this river? Trying to come in now as well. Got the juice comes in with the illusions coming through from these mirror images. It looks like it's going to be traded off. Bounty runes going 3 for 1 in favor of NAVI Jr. So they didn't stick around. I mean, Jess, who's going to try and chase down onto Got the Juice, and for the last time is our observer, and for the last time today, we will be looking at the Dota here in the Eastern European Division 2, as Got the Juice, he's not even being allowed to get towards his lane. You've got the Enchantress, just keeps throwing out these impetuses. He's having to go for the TP now. Yeah, and he will be in. Finally, after forcing out the TP, though, the onslaught comes in point blank mid lane. Shira Jr. up against Raymond. I wonder if Raymond has any kill potential, because the Dragonite's big and tanky. So I wouldn't have thought so. Yeah, unless you're going to rotate in the supports as well. And the Treant, not the biggest rotator, so you might have an advantage here on the side of NAVI Jr. if you do rotate in the Snapfire as well as the Rubik to get the kill. Meanwhile, top lane, Got the Juice taking it against some harass. Primal Beast with the onslaught to start with to close that gap to get a little bit of damage here onto the Nagasaran. And I wonder if he goes for an early point in the Ensnare. Their mirror image should come through here. Riddies every time he shows himself. There's going to be impetuses flying through the air as well. Yeah, DK Focus at level 2. Should go for that trample, and these mirror images illusions will start to be just... well, it's in the name, trampled down. But yeah, I wonder if Got the Juice actually picks up a point into the Ensnare. It's a pretty long cast animation as well. Trying to stop the onslaught coming in from DK Focus. You're trying to stop that aggression, but I think the Cookie and Snare, if you get an early point into that Snare, it's a good way to try and deal with the Primal Beast in the lane. It's like when the Drow Ranger has to go for the early point in the Gust. It's not your favorite thing to do, but sometimes it needs to be done. Bottom lane, how's it looking now as well? The Adaptive Strike coming out from Alberca, and Dave's taking a lot of damage there. Telekinesis into the Stomp though. First Blood, it goes the way of PMA. Good setup. Great setup, and that's the combo that I was talking about in the draft, especially when the Morphlin, he's playing around with 500 health. Yeah, okay, it's nice for the armor, but the Fade Bolt, Telekinesis, the damage that comes through from that double edge and the Hoof Stomp as well, it more than adds up. And the Morphlin, if he's hanging around on low health like this, 400 health to come through now. If he's hanging around on such low health, if he's not at 100%, he's just going to get burst down. And he was, so he did. We'll see what the build's going to be here for the Centaur. Whether he wants to go for more points into the double edge at level 3, we'll see. I mean, he's one creep away. So does he want to go for that second point into the double edge? Or maybe even into the retaliate, if he thinks he's going to be harassed here by the Morphlin in the lane. No, second into the Hoof Stomp. Okay, so I guess it sets up for a longer stun duration. More damage here as well, while not doing more damage to yourself. How's the mid lane? I have a toss. No toss? No toss. Now the toss underneath the tier 1 tower. Chiro Jr. Yeah, he was waiting for that. And Raymond. Well, he'd already thrown out the avalanche, so Chiro's going to be able to walk himself away. And again, 1 point into Dragon's Blood. He's got a couple of tangos left here as well, so he will be able to regen up while playing close to the creep wave. It's not awful here for Chiro Jr. Bottom lane, again, if they get this jump on, the Leech Seed might come through. But Alberca, the chase down, does he actually get the damage onto hit Daze? It looks like Daze is going to be forced back. Telekinesis was that Hoof Stomp to come through now as well. The double edge, and they might be able to get the kill. They will be able to get the kill on the tree. They do get the kill on the tree. And PME picks it up. Top lane, DK Focus is being punished, so Cybercats having a bit of a better time, but it's still not all going their way. The lane in the mid lane is a bit of a standstill. DK Focus is taking some harass. Coming out from the Naga. Did the Naga go for that early point? He did go for the early point in the Ensnare as well, just to stop these onslaughts from being his demise. These tramples are overwhelming here, this Naga Sound. You drop the Ensnare, he's not going to be able to trample anybody, and maybe even drop the Cookie to follow up for good measure. But yeah, meanwhile in the bottom lane though, it's going the way of Navi. Because they're able to get these telekinesis off into the Hoof Stomps, into the damage on Alberca. He's kind of learned his lesson about playing low, it seems like. Still on 480 health though. He's got himself these infused raindrops to come in to offer him some protection. I say some protection, look at this. He's just immediately being put onto cooldown here. And the Morphlin gets burst down really down low. Daze, if he'd been there with the Fade Bolt, he would have been able to get the kill. Telekinesis, the drag back, the double edge from PMA. He's trying to use that Leech Seed to keep himself alive. Maybe even get a kill onto the Rubik. The Fade Bolt comes through. And Rubik waveform. Alberca just get the kill with the Adaptive Strike after the waveform. It puts him in position now for another double edge. And Alberca going to be pushed right back towards his tier 1. Meanwhile, PMA has his Vanguard now. Should will be the Vanguard and not the Meteor Hammer for the Centaur. Which I've got to say, I do prefer. I really do prefer. Top lane. Let's go with the trample coming through now. The Cookie comes out. That stun onto the Primal Beast. But the damage, the chain landing even going to be thrown out from the Harpy Stormcrafter. Who, yeah, being enchanted by the Enchantress, being snared by the Ensnarer. Got the juice, even loses one of his illusions to that now as well. The mirror images, just trying to back themselves away. But DK Focus having a bit of a better time. And yeah, the last hits in terms of creeps all going the way here of the side of Cybercats. Raymond in the mid lane. Avalanche will be thrown up, but so will the Dragon Tail. Raymond with the toss up just comes out point blank, and the Dragon might be able to get the chase down. But Raymond, he gets that haste, can't chase. After that one comes out, if it was anything else like an illusion rune or an arcane rune or even a double damage rune here, Chiro Jr. probably gets the kill. But the haste comes out, everything but a haste and a regen probably gets that DK the kill. But it was a haste, so he doesn't get the kill. Top lane, they're going to dive behind the tier 1 tower now as well. Impetus damage flying through. They have the right target here. Got the juice. He's got himself the mirror image if he wants to. DK Focus holding that 3 points into the trample now. maybe an onslaught to follow out now. So mirror images do get used. DK Focus maybe trying to bait out the cookie, the ensnare, so they have the lockdown into the Primal Beast, but Primal Beast with that trample damage still coming through here. They target onto Got the Juice and Jess V with the impetus shots, but Jess V out of mana, so not going to be able to throw out too much more. Just backing himself away, and again, I suppose it's nice if you keep these heroes in kill range. So one good opening here with the onslaught into the trample does get the kill, but how's the regen looking for the Naga Siren? Out of regen, so is the Snapfire, bottom lane. Alberca, he's got a kill, so he's on the board here, but he's also got a death. But the Treant has 2 deaths, so not great for him. But overall, I mean, the Morphling, the Centaur is going to be top of the net worth, can't contest into him, but the Morphling's not having an awful time, even with that 1 death. Just can't fight into the Centaur now because he's big and tanky and strong. Alberca, Fadebolt will fly through. Dragon Knight now in the mid lane with this dragon form. Is he going to be able to take down the tier 1 tower? The fortification already on cooldown, and Raymond trying to do what he can to defend this one, but the Dragon Knight doing a lot of damage to that tier 1 tower. Won't be able to get it with this dragon form, but he is getting it low. Even without the Meteor Hammer here now as well. The Dragon Knight, yeah, going towards the Hand of Midas here on Tiro Jr., so he knows what he needs. He knows this game might go long, and he's just going to look for the Hand of Midas. The Dragon Form actually going to be about halfway through, so he will be able to get this one with the rotation TPs. And just the prances and, I don't know, the tree creaking into the mid lane. He will get this tier 1 tower with the Dragon Form. Taking this one down. The cookie comes out though. Raymond on the back lines. The Dragon Tail. Did they get the kill? They do. They take down Jess V. And they're even going to be able to take down the Treant now as well. Is there enough to get the kill? There's not. Chiro Jr. will be able to back himself out. Naga Siren from the jungle was rotating over. Primal Beast getting neutrals and dire creeps alike here on the side of Cybercats. So at least DK Focus having a really good time on the Primal Beast. And that's his mana boots now as well. So what's it? The BKBs afterwards. It's not going to be the phase. Excuse me. It's not going to be the phase boots as I regain my voice. It's not going to be the phase boots for the Primal Beast. Should I say it again for just for good measure? Not going to be the phase boots for the Primal Beast. It's going to be the mana boots. But if you wanted to split that one off to maybe like an Aether Lens, something like that. I mean, it's going to be the BKB to come out for Primal Beast anyway, so the phase boot's not going to be the primary focus here for DK Focus. Might actually go into the Greaves on this Primal Beast. Maybe letting the Ench build up the drums. Ooh, speaking of, got the Juice, going to try and go for the TP out, level 4 on Force. And DK Focus wasn't there in time, so Pulverize, it doesn't connect. Yeah, no overgrowth, nothing like that. Bottom lane though, while this is going on, Alberca is going to take some harass. And he might actually lose Alberca. Alberca, the double edge comes through once again. Trying to use this attribute shift, get himself in the trees now. Just dodge himself around 3 of these raindrops left. But is he going to be able to dodge himself away? Oh, he's going to be able to dodge off the damage with infused raindrops, but now they're on cooldown. They are being ticked down, DK Focus. They dive behind the tier 2 tower in the top lane. They get the kill onto Riddies. But again, Alberca, he's got to be careful. He's going to be losing these raindrops down to his last 2 charges. And Falcon's Blade, net worth-wise, he's not looking the wealthiest on the Morphling.
I almost feel bad. Dire's top tower is under attack.
And what can he really do here to help out Alberca? Is this just going to be a sacked lane? As Chiro Jr. rotating around. Coming through with the Dragon Form. Yeah, the Hand of Midas coming out here for the Dragon Knight now as well. So that's going to be quite nice in the next, what, 371 gold? Yeah, 370-ish gold. He's finding it in the lanes. He might actually, they might make a move here. The double damage rune will be wearing off, but he might make a move. Well, at least towards the bounty. But maybe towards the Centaur too. Yeah, they're going to leave this bounty rune here. They're not going to give away any indication here to PMA. To this rotation coming in from the Ench as well as the Dragon Knight. Dragon Knight comes through. Dragon Tail was that stun. PMA maybe just trying to save it, to slow down the enchant. And now, there's the Dragon Tail. He's got the range. PMA the slowdown. The waveform comes through. Raymond gets a kill onto Force Majeure. The 3-hero chase down. PMA. Is he taking them for a wild ride? The TP forward from the Dragon Knight. They're looking for this Centaur though. He's looking to try and get himself away. Just try and buy as much time as possible. Waste this time. 3 heroes. Look at this. This goose chase here. Can they catch the Centaur? Looks like they might finally be able to do so. The Dragon Knight tail going to come through here, but the Centaur might now look for that TP away. Maybe not with the adaptive strike in the waveform, but it takes a good minute for Cybercats to get that kill. And while that's going on, Nagasiren's just farming up with the mirror images. You know, you've got Raymond finding a kill with the Stampede helper there as well. Tiny not too far away from the Blink Dagger whatsoever. And Raymond, it's, yeah, could be about 40 gold away from this Tiny's Blink. How's the Rubik looking? Got himself the mana boots. Got the juice. Just continues onwards. First big item should be the Manta Style here, it looks like here as well. Gonna go for... No, he doesn't go for the double the Asher. Surely. But at least it's not the Radiance. I mean, the Radiance has been alright on some heroes, but heroes like the Alchemist, where you want to be about 7-8k gold ahead by the time that Radiance comes out and you can get your move on with your farm. It just seems to be a bit of a trap. So Nagasiren, yeah, going towards the, at least the Asher. As the Hand of Midas now is out for the DK.
Dire's top tower is under attack. Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
What would you want with this? Straight into the Blink BKB, or maybe the Manta Style Axe with a shard here as well? We'll find out as JSV. He goes down to the burst damage of Raymond. Raymond, I think he revealed the Blink there to get the kill. He did. Yeah, the Ench just drops. So Navi Jr. Oh, the pause comes out. But Navi Jr. with a good start. Net worth-wise, the Dragon Knight as well as the Primal Beast from the side of Cybercats. Again, top of that net worth. We'll see, though, if the Nagasiren this time, he should be able to keep pace. You know, he's going to go towards this, the Bloodthorn at some point. Going to be the Orchid to start off with, which we see a lot from the Nagasirens. You pop that Orchid, you lock a hero down with the Ensnare, and you just let your Illusions and the Riptides stack the damage up. A bit of lags, so hopefully a reconnect. Yeah, not too far away here. And once Force is back, we should be able to get ourselves back into the game. FPS 80? That's not bad. FPS 80 isn't bad, unless he's talking about the actual ping. Although these pro players, they probably all have supercomputers that, you know, 4090 Ti's and whatever the latest Intel CPU is. I don't keep up with that, you know, until I'm looking to build my new computer. Yeah. I don't keep up. JJ's the one, you know, Pimp Muckle, if you've got any tech questions, just spam his Discord and his Twitter. I'm sure he loves that. Actually, I'm unironically sure he loves helping people with tech. Though probably doesn't want me to advertise it for him. As the Nagasiren, it will still be straight into this Orchid here and the Heart afterwards. Alberca, how's he looking in terms of net worth? He's still ahead of the Nagasiren, even with the farm coming through here from these mirror images, from the Riptides trying to take effect. Alberca, you know, he's still ahead. Not by a long shot, only by about 500 gold. Oh, the Avatos comes in to get the kill into JSV once again. Fade Bolt will fly through now as well. The multiplicator is going to rain down. And can they cook this Enchantress live? Kira Jr. is going to go for the TP. He's a big tanky Dragon Boy. He will survive. JSV maybe not so lucky as the toss comes forward. And Daze picks up the Fade Bolt. And now the Overgrowth is going to use defensively here now as well. Do they actually take down Force? He's hiding in... I can't even say the trees. He's hiding behind a tree. DK Focus comes in and pops that up. Or the trample is going to be stolen now as well. The Avalanche thrown out. And it gets a stun lock, and Daze is going to be able to use a trample of his own. They might even get the lockdown. They will be able to get the kill onto DK Focus. Focus going a little bit too far into 4 heroes. But Alberca rotating in with a double damage rune. Can he find Daze? Daze tries to deny himself. Will deny himself to Roche. So he's just saying, tips please. So yeah, they lose, what, 2 heroes out of that? With the Ench going down, with the Primal Beast going down. They pick up the Rubik at least. While that's going on, God Juice just continues to farm. And this Nagasiren, it is actually going to be the Manta Style before the Orchid. He's getting close towards this Ultimate Orb. Now only needs about another 2, maybe not even. I think he's got the gold for it now. Yeah, he's got the gold for the Ultimate Orb coming through after that bounty rune. After this camp as well. And then the recipe, it's only going to be another 500 away. So overall, it's not a massive ask here for this Nagasiren to get this quick Manta Style up. Meanwhile, PMA What's he gone for? He's gone for the blink on the Centaur. I assume this is a pipe. A ring of health, a ring of regen coming up for the Centaur. Yeah, so I assume... Oh, days. He gets caught out. The Dragon Tail with the Dragon Form comes in now as well. They jump in from PMA, though. Do they want to try and turn this one around? The Stampede will be used. It's a great avalanche to lock down 3 heroes. And now JSV trying to run himself away from this one. They've already lost 2 here. And Cybercats, well, he might be able to pick up the kill onto Days. But after losing 2, potentially 3 here, the slowdown onto PMA. But the avalanche from that blink forward, they get the kill. They even take down this Tomato. And 3 heroes dead on the side of Cybercats. They didn't want this. Again, you can't use the Hand of Midas if you're dead. That's the big thing for the Dragon Knight mid. If it's on cooldown, great. You die, you just use it when you respawn, it's off cooldown. But if it's off cooldown while you're dead, think of the efficiency you're not getting from this Hand of Midas. Top lane. Did they actually get another toss? Did they get more control? Yeah, the Centaur Stomp comes in. This Treant's probably going to go down now as well. And PMA, he picks up the kill. Well, being 5-1-5, he's definitely going to have this positive mental attitude. If that's what it stands for, at least. You know, there's no raging here going on for PMA. There's no shouting. He might be able to get even more out of it now as well. The cookie comes in. And the Ench just straight back in that box. I suppose they don't have the quickest Roshan either, so they're just going to look to objectives here with the rotations from the Naga and his illusions. But yeah, 17 minutes in here, Navi 10 kills ahead. It's only a 1k net worth lead though. Again, you've got yourself Hand of Midas on the DK. Is he the only Hand of Midas? Yeah, he is. Okay. He's the only Hand of Midas, and you've got Alberca that's just finding these stacks, finding the farm in the jungle. So he's able to keep up. He's still going to be about 1,000 gold behind the Naga. But the toss comes in. Did they get the kill? No, DK Focus pops that roar, gives it the old walk away. And do they want to re-engage? Smoke coming out. I mean, they've got the 2 blinks. They could do if they want to. DK Focus, he's going to be the furthest one forward, so... So do they come for this big wraparound? It looks like they do. Do they get the jump on? Enchantress, the toss back into 3 heroes. They are hungry, they are waiting. And they've got the kill onto the Enchantress once again. So purely prey here in this game. No Predator coming out. Telekinesis, they've got the lockdown. Even the multi-cases, they have that stun now as well. They're going to be able to get the kill onto DK Focus, the Primal Beast. And even, did they have the reveal? Korean Protector, he's invis with his shard, but it looks like they do. They're going to be able to get the kill. They're going to be able to take down 3. Take down the tower on the side of Navi Jr. Looking way more clean for them in this 3rd and final game. You're looking back to that game 1 form here for the side of Navi, 17-4 on a tier 1 tower to boot.
Radiant's middle tower has fallen.
So what else can they go for? Voice lines being spammed by everybody. Just for a bit of fun, you know. But again, 20 minutes into this one, Navi, in terms of kills, they are roaring ahead. They've even got the net worth back in their favor now as well. They might even be able to make another jump onto the Ench. Trying to get the D-Ward off. There's going to be the diving now as well from the Primal Beast. Pulverize comes up with the cookie. Immediately stops this. And DK Focus doesn't have that BKB just yet. They might be able to get more. But the overgrowth comes through. The Morphling trying to do what he can with Strength Ball. Trying to get himself back healthy. And the waveform away here. Navi, do they try and back themselves out of this one? It looks like he might not be able to. They might lose this Tiny. He goes down. The song will be used. He's trying to set up some TPs to get his teammates out of danger now as well. Riddy's with the TP out. Days just get himself away. Riddy's in the river with his the Glimmer Cape as well. Okay. Meanwhile, Dragon Knight. BKB is not going to be too far away. Couple of creeps, Hand of Midas charge, and bish bash bosh. You've got yourself a BKB. Yeah, that was a good fight for Cybercats to turn around because they were losing heroes. So even though they only got the pick off onto the Tiny, the fact that they kept everybody alive and forced Navi back, you know, it's still a good fight to take, even if you only get the 1 pick off. And at this point, anything's good for Cybercats. It looks like, once again, Navi Jr., they want to keep the heat up on the side of Cybercats. And Cybercats, do they back themselves away? Force. He's just going to show. Just, you know, punch a creep, dive back into the trees. Cool. Cool beans. But if he shows again, The sentry's down from the side of Force Majeure, so they're looking for these early sentries to come up for the dive in. Raymond, he just gets a little bit impatient there. Goes for the dive, takes down the creep wave, everything apart from the catapult. So the catapult creep will be taken down eventually by the dire wave. Chira Jr., does he come in for the defense? Looks like he might do. This tier 1 tower on the top lane here as well. It's pretty much full health. So if they needed something to TP to, they would definitely be able to TP to this tier 1 tower on the top lane if something like a Roshan was being started.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
There's Chira Jr. Backlines, they get the jump. Does he get a kill onto the Morphin? They do. They take down Alberca. The Mortimer kisses for good measure. And it looks like the onslaught has to come out from DK Fogus just to get him to safety. I wonder if they want to go for this tier 1 on the top lane. And now I'm having a bit of luck. Hopefully that won't stick around for too long. But yeah, Force just trying to scout out in this tree form. He sees the Roche. Do they want to go for the dive, though? Force Majeure underneath the sentry. He tries to go for the D-Ward. Telekinesis comes out. They've got the pulverized damage. Do they get the kill onto the train? It looks like they might be able to. They will be able to burst him down here. Force Majeure just cannot get himself away from that. And a decent amount of damage to come through. And do they want to go for more? Because it looks like they might be able to get the dive. Chira Jr. though turns around with the BKB. DK Fogus with that trampled damage. The cookie comes out. Chira Jr. They'll be losing that BKB fairly soon now, and it looks like chase away. Did they come out for this on top on the side of Navi, trying to run themselves out? The Breathe Fire was stolen by the Rubik, and it does turn Cybercats around. And Jess V, how is he looking? Because he's had a rough go of it here, you know, 0, 6, and 3. Going towards it, he's got the Philosopher's Stone, so it's not going to be the Dragonlance to come out here for the Enchantress. Just fully in that support role.
Dire are scanning.
No semi-core coming out for the Enchia. You're going into the Hooded Defiance, might even go for... it's actually going to be the Lotus Orb. The dive comes in, though. They get the kill onto the tree. Force Majeure will go down. Dragonite on the top lane. Look at the push out. I mean, he's used his BKB 18 seconds before that's back up. It's going to be the Blink Aghanim Scepter to come out for the Dragonite. He's been hunted en masse. They might just look to push out this top tier. You've got to look to push out this top tier 1, right? You can't let this stand for so much longer.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Raymond coming in as well. He's going towards his own Aghs after his own BKB. So the Echo Saber into the Aghs. Okay, stacking up the damage. The BKB will help him do it as well, because he pops up BKB and then the Tree Volley comes through from the Aghanim Scepter. It is fairly nice to have. And it means he can't be interrupted as well when you are going for the Tree Volley with that BKB up. Well, for the most part, you can still get Abyssaled, which... Does the Morphin want to go towards? I don't think so. Dragonite, in the very, very late game, if we get to the very, very late game, might do. But yeah, they're trying, you can see them now, they're putting pressure onto this tier 1, they're trying to clean it out, they're trying to make sure that they can limit the options if they try and go into the Roche Pit, using these Naga Illusions to push out the lane. If they go into the pit, there's not too many options for Cybercats to TP to for the response. So the Centaur, in fact, no, they're not. They're just going to try and use... they are going to leave it to a single Naga Illusion as the rest of them get inside this Roche Pit. It is the first Roche, 24 minutes in. And Cybercats, Navi... I mean, it's so hard for Cybercats to try and find an opening for a fight. 5-20 and a 6k net worth lead here for Navi Juniors in the first 25 minutes of this game. And really the fact that Alberca's not being contested, he's just being left to farm up. You know, going towards the Manta style into an Axe. Morphin net worth-wise, yeah. This is the kind of thing, right? There's been no real pressure being put on the Morphin. The Morphin's joined in a couple of fights, been killed off a couple of times, but for the most part, will just be given free reign from the side of Navi Jr. to find his farm in the jungle and find these items out. So he's not falling behind in terms of net worth. He's stacking it up. You've got the DK as well with the Hand of Midas. So they are keeping this net worth close on the side of Cybercats. It's not the overwhelm that you might see when it's 20-5 in terms of kills sometimes. Yeah, especially when the Enchantress, he's been potentially 7 of these deaths. GSV Stomp comes in with a blink forward. They get the cookie in, they get the kill. Soon. They get the kill soon. And PMA, who will be able to get it with the double edge. Just have to wait for the cooldown to come out. To get the D-Ward, Dragonite looking to push out the top lane here, which might leave DK Focus as well as Alberca open. Force Majeure trying to invis his way through the trees. Daze, does he get the control? What's going to be stolen? It's actually the Rubik form being stolen now as well. So he does get the enchant spell coming through in that Rubik form, because the Rubik had it after stolen from his form being stolen by the Morphin. He's trying to come in with the multiple kisses as well. Did he have the lockdown? The silence comes out of the Morphin. This orchid damage, it should be enough. It will be enough to burn him down. Okay, so taking that Rubik form, not really the form he wants, and it will cost him his life. And Navi Juniors looking to push this one down, looking to just, again, stay grouped up, find these objectives, and not get too caught out.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
So, pushing through onto the tier 1, the tier 2 on the bottom line now as well. If you want to go for this, got the juice coming through. Fortification is available though.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
And we'll see what damage they can actually do to the buildings here after this fortification. Or if they want to be sticking around after this goes down. Fortification goes down, by the way. And it looks like the 2 TPs away, yeah. Navi, they don't have the Tiny, they don't have the Rubik, so everybody else just decides to bail. Makes sense. Mid lane. Nice Siren. What damage can they do to this now as well? Because I mean, Alberca, 6 to 22 in terms of kills. Got the juice, wants to carry on going in. He's got his heart again, top of the net worth by about 7-8k. Did he want to make the dive in? Stampede will be used. And this looks like it's just a scouting stampede. Nobody actually going to be caught out here. So just putting the fear of God into the side of Cybercats. Bottom lane, DK Focus, GSV get themselves away.
A lucky find.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Mid lane, push coming through. This tier 2 tower is going to be starting. And this is Cybercats. They're just trying to play away. They're not trying to let Navi have this engage in, because Navi are finding the kills. And you've still got, again, you've got 20k net worth lead here on the Naga Siren. You've got, he's pretty much the net worth difference between the Morphin and the Naga Siren. Now they're going to look towards this tier 2 tower with a little shot coming through. The Naga Siren illusions trying to do the damage, and it looks like it's going to be another step forward here. Got the juice trying to come through. He's got the song if they get into trouble. Is he going towards... Oh, it's going to be Scotty, right? Nah, no ways. That's an Ag Scepter here for the Naga Siren. They might be able to get the lockdown Morphin. He was trying to farm the dire jungle. The Stomp comes through. They have the control. Tree volley now as well, but gets that waveform out. Does he get himself fully away from this? The overgrowth comes out, so he might be the treant that sacrifices his life. No, the song. And there's no BKB for the Morphin. No man to stand now for the next 18 seconds, and that should be the Orchid Silence. The Stomp, the damage coming through here, and they clean up onto this Morphin once again. And now the treant is going to be a little bit of a Brucey bonus. They take down 2. Raymond with the double kill here. Tree volley looking really good here for him. And now they can take down the tier 2 tower on the top lane if they want to. They've got that creep wave. They've got the Naga Siren pushing in. They've got a death on the Morphlin, who's just going to be falling further and further behind. The Stampede comes through now as well. GSV trying to do what he can, but they have the lockdown. The tree volley comes through once again, and we get the kill onto GSV. Is he hit double digits yet? 0, 8, and 3 here on this Enchantress, so it's not looking good for the Ench. I mean, it's not looking good for Cybercats all over. And 9k net worth lead here, 25 to 6. They can't find the kills on the side of Cybercats. And it looks like Navi Jr., they're going to be able to take even more objectives with this Aegis now for what the next... Okay, 4 seconds. Never mind. It's going to make a big point about, you know, having this Aegis, so not being scared about going up to the high ground. But he has the Skadi out on the Naga Siren. Got the regen coming through now as well. Chira Jr. can he get himself away from this one? Has to pop a BKB DK Focus with the onslaught in. Puts himself in a bit of a bad position. If he gets caught out, he could potentially lose his life. After that onslaught has already been used. I suppose he has his BKB, so he could just give it the old walk away here on the Primal Beast.
Radiant's middle tower
They've got the juice. They're waiting for this creep wave to push in here. Just trying to come through the backdoor protection. Doing a decent amount of damage through that as well here. Keeping it low on 1500. And now the creep wave is here. They've taken down the tier 2 tower on the top lane. Navi Junior's looking to take down the tier 2 tower in the mid lane. Taking down the last outer tower on the side of Cybercats. Cybercats, yeah, they're going to try and go for the space defense here. Got the juice again. He's got that heart. He's got the man style going in towards a butterfly here as well. Meanwhile, on the side of Morphlin, Dragonlance, man style, Falcon's Blade. Not the greatest items in the world when you're trying to fight into a Naga Siren. The Naga Siren, the Instinct comes out. They've got the lockdown onto the Dragonet. Dragonet now has that aid, the Aghanims, but it's not good enough to keep him alive. DK Focus with the pulverize through the BKB onto the Naga Siren, but the Naga, he just sustains through it. He's got that health coming through from the heart, and now DK Focus has to go for the jump away with the onslaught, and this opens up the base here. They get the fortification once again. They have the reveal onto the tree, and there's going to be the onslaught stolen here by the Rubik. Point blank onto the tree. The toss back got the juice. I think this might be the base being broken with 3 heroes being down as well. Did they just go straight for tier 4s? GG is going to be called by Cybercats. So Navi Junior, they get themselves their first win. Look at how happy they are. Their first win as an org. You know, they're proper chuffed. Smiley faces all around on the side of Navi Junior, but on the side of Cybercats, yeah, the webcams are going off. No smiley faces on their side because they've lost 2 series already in the first week of the DPC. That is not a great start here for Cybercats. And again, I was putting them close to being your mid-table, maybe looking to put a threat in to push towards that Division 1 promotion, but it just didn't come through for them in the last series or this series. And Navi Junior able to take the game away from them here. Yeah, 28-6. Cybercats never really got any kills on the board. No momentum going for the cause. And Navi Junior just played around perfectly here to get the kills. And this is going to be the third and final game, guys. We'll be back on Monday for 3 games. I'll be taking the first one, then Hurry Freak will be on the last 2 of that one. And then after that, you have Hurry Freak for about a week before I'm back. You see my smiley face again. But for now, that is going to be it for it. Cybercats taking the loss to Navi and moving through. That is it for the day. Thank you for tuning in. We'll see you when we go live on Monday. But for now, bye-bye.